I don't believe in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, or commodities. And the reason I don't believe in commodities is I've never seen one. Every product, every service can be differentiated to the point where the customer will give us whatever we are asking for our product or service. As you might imagine, I get a lot of pushback on this, especially from distributors who are having products in their warehouses and distribution channels that they get from the same people their competitors get theirs from. There is still a way to differentiate. And before you say, well, of course you can differentiate on service and on delivery, your competitors are doing the same thing. Well, let's look at a real commodity, one that's actually traded on the commodity exchanges, and look at how we might go about differentiating your product or your service using the same principles of value-added selling. Come with me to a local establishment where they sell the same things that a bunch of other people in my neighborhood also sell. If there's a commodity in the world, it would be something like produce, maybe apples. So when you go to the store to buy an apple, do you just walk by the display, pick up an apple, put it in your bag, and then put it in your cart? Well, of course not. What is the process that you use? Everyone uses a different criteria for selecting their favorite apple. Maybe we look at it and say, I like one that has more red or more yellow. We look for blemishes. We try to feel the firmness. So in choosing an apple, there's a lot of different differentiators. If there's that many differentiators in an apple, how many differentiators are there in your product or service? But there's more. Before we decide which apple in this bin we're going to pick up, we start thinking about varieties. What are the different varieties of apples? So if we're making an apple tart at home, perhaps we want a tart apple like a Granny Smith. If we want an apple for snacking, then maybe we would want a Red Delicious or a Honey Crisp. In other words, what is your customer's desired outcome? What does your customer want to achieve? What does your customer want to accomplish as a result of buying your product or your service? We look at customer outcome through a process known as needs analysis. What is the customer really trying to do? Many customers will say, well, I have always bought these in the past, so I'm going to buy these in the future. What's your price? Do we take the time to understand whether or not that's really the best solution for the customer? Maybe they've always bought this particular apple for all the wrong reasons. Maybe there's a new variety of apples because many are being introduced every year. So we do a needs analysis to find out which of all these varieties of apples the customer really needs, the customer really wants to buy. So the decision that we make before determining how good this particular apple is what color of apple are we going to buy? They come in red and green and yellow. So depending on the application, depending on the use, we start with the color. Is that correct? Actually, no. There's a decision that we make before we even enter the store. So how do we select a vendor? How do we select which store we're going to go shopping in? Well, maybe it's location, maybe it's convenience, maybe it's the ambiance of the store, or perhaps it's their perceived pricing structure. The truth is, we go where we can find what we really want to have that will help us accomplish our objectives. And your customers are exactly the same way. Sales do not depend on price. Sales depend on serving the customer, helping them meet their needs better, faster, and at a lower cost than anyone else. Not a lower price, but a lower cost. So in summary, first of all, help your customer determine what outcome they want. Not what product they want, not what service they want. What are they trying to achieve? What problem are they trying to solve? Or what objective are they trying to achieve? And then show them how many different options there are for making that happen, maybe some they haven't considered, and make sure they are aware that you exist and that you want their business. Now, customer awareness, or brand awareness as it's known, is a function of marketing. It's our marketing efforts that let customers know we exist. After that, it's purely a sales function. Find out what your customers want, Show them that there are some alternatives. Show interest in them. Only show them the differentiators that are important to them and watch your sales accelerate. In the history of recorded time, no customer has ever said, "Your price is too high," and meant it. Teach others.